Yes, good morning, everyone. Today we are going to start with chapter 9, input and output operators. Objectives of this chapter is to know the operators used for performing basic input output operations and then output operations. Okay. So here in this, we have understood the structure of C++ programming and their data types, how many bytes of memory they consume, and how much range of values they represent. Everything we have understood in the previous part. Now it is necessary to understand more about formatting input output of a operations of a program. So what is this formatting stands for? Formatting in the sense here, formatting in the sense like when we are taking the inputs, we can restrict the user to enter or the input entered by the user, it is entirely taken into the program. Say, for example, we are accepting decimal values. They are entering 5.6378. Like after the decimal point, they have entered 4 digits, but we want only 2 digits. Say we want to print some results in the specific format. Suppose if I'm printing the value of 5 after the decimal point, at least 6 to 8 digits will be printed by default, but we want to restrict that to 2 digits. So in such case, formatting input output operations will come into the action. So the input output operations are done using library functions. That is by using scene and cout objects of the IO stream. So as we use scenes library function, actually it's scene and cout are the objects of the IO stream class, right? With the help of this, what we do input and output operation, and you have seen in the previous chapter how we have used it. So along with that, we have some more standard library functions for these input and output operations. So they'll be help the user to interact with the user for printing message on the screen or getting the user's input data from the keyboard. C++ input output operations works on the basis of streams, concept of streams. The streams in the sense what it's a channel. We can say it's a channel through which the data enters into the program from external world, or the data may go out from the program to the external world. That is, we can call it as a streams. Right. Here you see a stream is an object where a program can either insert or extract. Instead of characters, we can say data, characters to or from it. We do not really need to care about many specification about the physical media associated with the stream, right? We only need to know that it will accept or provide characters sequentially, right? So the standard header file, what we use for every program is IO stream, where it provides you a standard input output operations. Now we have input operator. See that double greater than sign we will be using when we are working with scene command. So here the diagram is showing you how exactly the scene works to get the input to the program. Here, keyboard in the sense, see, keyboard is what it is, standard input console device, right? Standard input console device where in this standard input console device, the user is going to type the command. Once when he types the command, so the data will be retrieved or will be extracted from the console input device keyboard by scene object. Then from scene object, the data will be sent to the program through input operator, that is double greater than sign. That operator extracts the data from scene object and assigns or stores it into the input variable. Stores it into the input variable. See, now here input in C++ is done by using stream extraction operator. This one on the scene stream. The operator must be followed by the variable that will store the data that is going to be extracted from the string. Example, int age is there, cin, stream extraction operator, double greater than sign, age is there. Here cin is an object through which the data will be retrieved from the input device, that is keyboard. Through this stream extraction operator, the data will be sent to the variable age. That is, the data will be stored into the variable age. So now the first statement in example 9.1 declares the variable of type int called age. First age variable will be declared. Second statement, what it will do? Second one waits for an input from scene in order to store it in this integer variable. So scene stands for console input, C for console, IN for input, right? So it can only process the input from the keyboard once the return key has been pressed. That means what? Until you press the return key, the data, whatever you are typing, you can type the data. Once when you press enter, what happens is the data will be extracted from the console device by the scene, and through stream extraction operator double greater than sign, the data will be assigned or stored into the variable. Right. Therefore, even if we request a single character, the extraction from cin will not process the input until the user presses the return. Return means enter key after the character has been entered. So here we must always consider the type of the variable that we are using as a container with scene extractions. If we request an integer, we will get an integer. If we request a character, we will get a character. It depends on what data type you specify. Here you see there is a program to find the sum of any two integers. We have hash include iostream. You can write .h, but in the modern compilers, .h is not mandatory. Hash include iomanip.h is there. So that means what? They are using manipulators. We had studied two manipulators in the previous chapters, setw and endl. So here, see, when we want to find out the sum of two integers, what they have done is, here, say the formula is sum equal to a plus b. Whenever you write program for these formulas, first what you need to consider, those points we'll see first. Whenever they give you any formula, first you check out for what all input variables are there, what all output variables are present, any constants are available or what. This workout you have to do first before you start writing the program. Declaration of variables. So now here the input variables are in this formula. See, sum equal to a plus b is there, right? That means what? If you provide the value for a and b, if you provide the value for a and b, then only you can calculate the answer for sum. Okay. Until and unless you get the values for a and b, you can't calculate the answer for sum. So a and b are called as input variable, because without this you can't do any calculation. So they are called as what? Input variables. Output variable in the sense, here sum is called as what? Output variable, because it's a result variable. Usually inputs will be more than one and output will be usually one variable. Not all the time. Constant means in this formula, suppose if there are any direct numbers, like for example, area equal to pi r square, pi is a direct number, 3.142. Such kind of values can be considered as constants. There are no constants in this, so we'll put a dash. Declaration of variable, what do you have to do? As in the data type we have discussed, if you want to have a number without decimal part, you go with integer. If you want to have a number with decimal, then you go with the floating point number. If you want single letters, you go with the characters. If you want group of characters, you go with the string. Based on your requirement, you have to select the data type. So A and B, I'll take it as integer. How to declare? First, you have to write the keyword of int, short int, long int, as per your requirement. You should see the range, what they represent, how much range of values you may get for this formula. Depends on that. You decide whether you want short int, long int. And I'll declare the variables a comma b, and I'll write sum. Sum, why I have taken an integer? Because after the addition, a and b, the result will come in integer only. We won't get the result in decimal. So that is why you need to write sum in the integer part. Once after this variable is declared, next you can start writing the program. Some more formulas I want to show you so that you should get comfortable with the input variable, output variable, and assume that I'm writing average equal to a plus b plus c whole divided by 3 z. This is the formula. Now in this formula, check out what are the input variables, output variables are. Here input variables are a comma b comma c, because there are 3 input variables in this formula. Until and unless you provide the value for a, b, c, you can't calculate the result for average. So a, b, c is called as input variable, and output variable is what? Average. There is a constant value in this, 3. Remember, this constant values need not to be declared. You directly write in the formula. And now here, input variable, for example, I will take it as an integer. I assume that I will give values for these a, b, c as number without decimal part. If I ask the person who has given this formula for you to do calculation, for you to write the program, I'll ask him, do you provide values for a, b, c without decimal or with decimal? He'll say that I don't know. That means what? It says that he may give you with integer, with decimal, or without decimal. He may give anyone. In such case, you take it as a float, which will help you to represent both int and real number, float. But right now, assume that the fellow who has given formula for us, this one, He has said that no, we won't give numbers without point, with point. We'll give the numbers without decimal only. Confirmly he said. So we'll take it as int. And then float average. Float average. Right. So float average. Why I have taken as float? Because there is a division operation. That means because of this division, there is a chance of getting result with a decimal. It may or it may not, but there is a chance. So that is why we have to declare it as float. Okay. Like this, for any formula, you have to try like one more formula, area equal to pi 3.142 multiplied by r square. I have written r square like this. Now in this input variables r, see in this formula the input variable is only r. 3.142 is a constant and the output variable is area. Constant is 3.142 and that one more 2. And here what do you do? Int r and float area I am taking. Why? When you multiply the value of r with the 3.142, that is pi value, result is going to come in decimal. Result is going to come in decimal. So that is why output variable area I am taking it as float. But sometimes some people say that radius, no, we may give you in the decimal also. In such case, you can't take it in int. You have to take it in the float only. R. Like this also possible. Okay? Yes. Now we'll see your book program. To find sum of any two integers, hash include iostream, hash include iomanip.h, void main, int a comma b comma sum. And they have given here CLR SCR, which is originally from C. If you want to use the CLR SCR and get CH, you need to write IO hash include conio.h, console input output header file. So these are required when you are working with the offline compiler. If you are using online compiler, CLR SCR, get CH is not required. You can leave writing. Automatically, they are by default, they are in the online compiler. And now here, input values are what? A and B. So I should ask only the values for inputs. Enter two numbers. In the cout, this message, what they have given, it is customized message. Anyone can write the message based on your requirement. And then see in, try to recall the variable declaration in C++. So now it is C in A, B. So that means what? We got the input values. Now we'll substitute in the equation and we'll assign the result to sum. And we say the result is sum. Right. Next is output operator, double lesser than sign. Here you see in the variable, whatever the value is there, through this stream insertion operator, it goes to the cout. Cout makes that value to be displayed on the monitor. I think arrow marks have to be reversed. From variable values goes to the monitor. It is showing the values moving from monitor to variable. Should be reversed. So the standard output device is the monitor, that is screen, which is shown in the diagram 9.2. Outputting C++ is done by using cout object. followed by that stream insertion operator, which is written as 2 lesser than sign. Cout stands for, C stands for console, out stands for output. Example, Cout 2 lesser than sign, in the inverted comma, whatever you write, it is called a string. It is your own message. You write it in capital, small, any message. There is no restriction on it. Whatever you write, that will be displayed as it is. That is Cout. And the message has to be written into the message, whatever you have written, no, that will be displayed on the monitor. That is on the screen. That is, let us learn C++ will come on the screen. Here, the let us learn C++ is enclosed in the inverted comma, which is called as string of characters. So whenever you want to use constant string, you must write those strings in the double inverted comma. Right. Right. This is important. Example, Cout compilation, that will be printed as it is. Cout compilation without inverted comma. That means what? If you are writing anything without inverted comma in the Cout statement, it is considered as a variable. That means before you write this, there must be a declaration of the variable computation, and there must be some value in that. Otherwise, it will print some garbage value. So here you see they have used, there is one more new line character, which is backslash character constants or escape sequence characters. That is /n, which is called as a new line character, where that new line character, it will print. It will print the message what you have given in the fresh new line. Yes. Now example, you see Cout enter the value for x, C x. Here enter the value for y and C in y. So they are taking the input of two values, one for x variable, another for y variable. And now they are asking for two variable, and those values are being printed here in the last line. Okay. So here the multiple uses of input output operators in a single line statement is called cascading of input or output operators. See, like this, multiple, there is one constant string, there is a variable, constant string, again variable, constant string, again there is an equation here. Like this, multiple things can be combined into a single Cout with the help of this insertion operator. Yes, it is stream extraction operator, which is used in Cout. And the output operator is also known as stream insertion operator, means to put to 2 is used to send the value to the standard output device. C and Cout are keywords which are predefined objects in C++ that corresponds to standard input output stream. Manipulators are operators used along with the insertion operator to manipulate or modify the output. Some of them are endl and setw. Some of them are endl and setw. Endl is like /n, which makes escape sequence character, it is called as, it causes the line feed to be inserted into the string, like /. Wherever you write endl, after that what matter you are written constant string or any variable value, that will be printed into a fresh new line. And then setw and endl, when you are using iomanip.h, must be written. Setw causes the number that follows in the stream to be printed within a character wide field. The value is always right justified within the field. iomanip.h is required for endl and setw. See, there is another program, convert the temperature in Fahrenheit into Celsius. Right? The formula is 5.0 divided by 9.0 multiplied by Fahrenheit minus 32.0 is that. In this, the input variable is Fahrenheit and the output variable is Celsius. See, both of them, they have taken in float data type only because there is a chance of getting values of these variables in decimal. That is why in advance they have taken it as float. After that, enter the value for only Fahrenheit. See, in Fahrenheit, we got the input, and then there is a formula Celsius equal to, and print the result. At last, input and output both are being printed, Fahrenheit and Celsius, by using cascading technique, where multiple variables value, multiple strings are being printed in a single line using cout statement. Then at the last, you see there is a sample run. They have given a value Fahrenheit as 105. What will be the temperature in Celsius? You can see on the screen. There is another program to interchange the values of two variables using third variable. See, they have highlighted here. It's a practical program. How to interchange the values of two variables using third variable. See, here I'll tell you one example how our everyday routine works will help you to do the programs in computer. See, they have said to interchange the values of A and B. How to interchange? A value should come into B, B value should come into A. I think this example I already have explained. We will take 2 glasses of juice. One glass is A, having mango juice. Another glass is B, having orange juice. Both glasses are full. Now these 2 glasses content have to be interchanged. You need not to change the position of the glass. The content has to be interchanged, right? How to do for this? We need to take one more empty glass called as temp. This is empty. What we do, we'll pour contents of mango juice glass into temp glass. That means what? A got empty now. In A, we will pour orange glass content into A. Now B glass is empty. In B, we will get the original content of A glass, which is there in the temp, that we will pour into B. So values are, contents are interchanged. So why we have explained this one means whenever you are writing the programs, you should see your routine works. Some of the routine works or techniques also will support you to do the program. One thing you remember in the software development or in the programming, we are not doing anything new. What we are doing is what we were doing manually up to these days, which were consuming more time, where we were not getting accurate results, right? So that we are doing it with the computer to get the accurate results with a very less time, in a very less time. So here you see int, first the required header files have to be included. See there, konya.h is included for CLR is CR. Clear screen and get ch method. Clear screen means what? Whenever you run the program, every time you get fresh screen. Previous program output will be washed out. Your program's output or accepting input value starts in the fresh blank screen. So input and output variables are declared. Enter the value for two variables A and B. Before exchanging, interchanging, they want to print the value of A and B to confirm you whether the values are changed or not. Then by using the 2 glass juice technique, values are interchanged, and after interchanging, value of A and B are being printed and get ch for what? To make your output to stay for few minutes in the output screen until you press the enter key. Once you press some key on the keyboard, like enter key, So the result will be staying on the screen only until and unless you press some key, especially enter key. Until that, it will not come on. And see the example 50, 100 they have given. Before exchanging, the values were correct. And then after interchanging, the values are interchanged. And then to interchange the values of two variables without using third variable. Without using third variable, that means they say that A and B glass juice content will be interchanged without using third variable. In glasses, it is not possible. In mathematically, in equation, it is possible. See A and B and enter the values for A and B, that is two numbers, C in A, B. See out before interchanging A value and B value gets printed. And now you see, here I'll show you the example. A is 10. 10 is assigned to A. 20 is assigned to B. First equation is A equal to A plus B. That means A means how much? 10. B means 20. Answer is 30. Next is B equal to A minus B. How much? So here, see here. Now A value which was 10, no, now it has got changed. Now A is 30. You have to consider 30. B equal to A minus B means A means how much now? 30. Don't consider 10. It is changed now. Minus B. B is remain 20. Right. So now 30 minus 20 is 10. See here. The original value of A got assigned to the variable B. That means B got the value of A. One value interchanged. Next formula, A equal to A minus B. Here the present value of A is 30 minus B is 10. Hence 30 minus 10 is 20. Hence the value of A is now 20. You can see that B got 10 and A variable has got value 20. Okay, like this, values are interchanged. Here they are highlighting practical programs, so kindly concentrate more. Try to write these programs. Practice this either in the Turbo C program compiler or in the online also. We'll be having compilers. Online compilers I'll show you here. You just go to the Google and write online C compiler. Press enter. There are several compilers here. I'll go with GDB online debugger. For this, you need not to download any Turbo C software. Directly the online compiler opens. You can practice even this one in mobile also. There is a coding C app in the mobile. So whenever you are sitting idle, so what do? You take your mobile and write the programs in coding C app and execute. Here already hash include is ready, int main is ready, opening brace, closing brace is ready. Only printf. This line you delete and you write your program and check the answer. Right. So then we will run this program and see. Addition of two numbers will take. This I'll take only inside the main. What is there now? Only that I'll copy. And here the printf we cancel and we paste it. Sorry. 1 minute. We need to go for C plus plus compiler. Then by mistake to C compiler. C plus plus we need to go. GDB online only. And here see hash include as a string. You need not to write dot h, but in Turbo C plus plus you need to write dot h. And there is something called as using namespace history. It is called a standard template library. Same. Here we paste it. And now we run the program. So here, after float there must be a gap. Because of that, it is saying that Fahrenheit. Now we'll run. Extended character double inverted comma is not the valid in an identifier. 1 minute. Inverted comma. Okay. Inverted comma I'm replacing. Fine. Okay. Here, these inverted commas you need to rewrite, because those kind of see little they are slanted. Change it. Okay. Now we'll run. Click on run button. Enter the value for Fahrenheit 105. Right? That result you can see here, 105 F equal to 26.3333. F, you know, see here, F, this F is printed here. Equal to sign is there, gap is there. And then again Celsius value. After that C, like this, variable value strings both you can have. Okay, this is the way how you can try it. And even you should learn how to solve the errors also. Okay, practical program they are highlighting, kindly check it out. Circumference of a circle. So circumference is 2 into pi into radius. So for that you see float, radius, area, circumference, 3 variable they have taken. Enter the radius and they have calculated area of circle, and then circumference formula, both area and circumference are printed. One more practical program to find the area of triangle, half into b into h, but this is they're taking 3 sides, sum s1 plus s2 plus s3 whole divided by 2, and first they are declaring all the 3 input variable, and then one more variable s, then area. See out, enter the length of 3 sides, C in s1, s2, s3, s equal to s1 plus s2 plus s3 whole divided by 2. Division symbol you see by symbol, divided by symbol you have to use. You should not use your mathematical division operator, that is not there on the keyboard. And it is area equal to square root of, square root sign is not there on the keyboard. So you need to write one library function called sqrt. It's a mathematical library function. That is why writing math.h in the include part is mandatory. Then s into s minus s1 into s minus s2 into s minus s3. Right. SQRT whole brackets are enclosed and the area value is being printed here. Right. So to convert days into years, months, days. So here they have taken 3 header files, iostream, conio.h, iomanip.h. So you need to, the input is here days. Your days you need to ask, based on that you have to find out how many years, months and all. Enter the total days, see in days, number of days equal to days. Days value is preserved in another variable called number days, and years equal to days divided by 365. Days divided by 365. See, for example, just check here. I want to show you. Suppose if the days entered by you, if it is 400, then years will be what? 400 divided by 365. 365 ones are 365. 400 minus 365 is how much? 35. So this 35 is what? Sorry. Quotient of, sorry. See, whenever there is a division operator, you have to take quotient of the division. Quotient of the division is 1. 1 point something will come. But as year variable is an integer, the decimal part will be truncated, discarded. So left out value is 1. That means in 400 days, there is 1 year. After that, days equal to days modulus 365 is there. Percentage sign is called as modulus to get the remainder of the division. So here Days means how much? 400 modulus 365 gives you remainder of the division. Remainder of the division is 35. 365 ones are 365. 400 minus 365 is 35. That 35 can be considered as the remainder of the division. So that is days, and months equal to the days is how much? Recently calculated 35. So that is the days divided by 30. This formula, days divided by 30. 35 divided by 30 means what? So here 30 ones are 30. 35 minus 30 is how much? 1. 5. The quotient, remainder is 5, but quotient is 1. The final quotient will be 1 point something, but as it is integer, decimal part will be discarded. Only left out quotient is 1. That 1 will be assigned to months because months is an integer. And after that, days equal to 35 modulus 30. That means 30 ones are 30. 35 minus 30 is 5. 5 is the remainder. Whenever you write modulus, you get remainder. As a result, 5 will be assigned to days. That means in 400 days, 1 year, 1 month, 5 days are present. Right. 1 year, 1 month, 5 days are present. This days is calculated so that further months can be calculated. And all the values, total number of days, 400. Days equal to 1. Then days, after the dash is there, months number will come, then months word will come, dash, year number will come, then years, no more dash. 5 days, dash, 9 months, dash, 2 years for the total number of days, 1005. Okay? Yes. So this portion we will continue in the second part of this video. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. So subscribe our channel. Kindly share these videos with your friends so that this channel will reach to the all students who are in need. Thank you. Bye. Hello everyone. Let us continue. So now we have a program to convert seconds into hours, minutes, and seconds. That means the input for this program will be seconds and the output will be in the form of hours, minutes, and seconds. So they have included three header files: iostream, conio.h, iomanip.h. iostream.h is one mandatory header file required for every C++ program. So especially C out, scene, majority of the input-output related operations are present in the iostream. So including this header file is mandatory. Conio.h console input output header file. Conio, CON stands for console, I stands for input, O stands for output, H stands for header file. Console input output header file. Whereas this header file is required because we are using CLR, SCR and getCH function. So these two functions along with several functions are there, but in this program we are using CLR, SCR, that is clear screen, getCH. So when we run the program in the offline compiler using Turbo C or Turbo C++, so there what happens is when we run the program, the result of the program should stay on the screen until we press some key. That is why getCH is required. CLR, SCR will enable to give the output of the program, or every time you run the program, you will get a fresh blank screen, right? Previously executed programs, the results will not be present on the screen. If CLR, SCR is cancelled, so what happens is when it is cancelled, previous programs input, output, you can see on the screen. Along with that, your next inputs will be taken. So that may disturb you. That is why CLR SCR is used. And for this program, whenever we are writing the programs, so it's very important that first you need to find out what are the input variables required, what are the output variables required. So based on that, here the input is total seconds, that is taken in integer, and we need to find out the output, that is minutes, hours, seconds. So clear screen, enter the total seconds. So total seconds equal to seconds. Seconds is assigned to total seconds. How to calculate hours? Hours equal to seconds divided by 3600. So whatever the quotient we get, right, where the decimal part will be discarded, right? After discarding the decimal part, whatever the integer part is left out, that is will be stored in hours. Similarly, if you want to calculate seconds, the modulus 3600 we have to do, where we are using this modulus sign. Percentage sign is called as modulus, which is used to get the remainder of the division, where here the remainder of the division will be assigned to seconds. And to calculate minutes, seconds are divided by 60, right? That gives you minutes. And seconds equal to seconds modulus 60 gives you the final available seconds, right? So at last they are printing the total seconds inputted by you, and then in that total second, how many seconds are there, how many minutes are there, how many hours are there. So with the endl is a manipulator, but because of that IO manip is included. So the result will be like this. Here down sample run, you will enter the total seconds as 10,000. So it says 10,000 seconds equal to 40 seconds dash 46 minutes dash 2 hours. This is the output of the program. So this is what end of the 9th chapter.